My name is McKenna Wegner, and I'm a master's student in the English program. Over the past 2 years, we've all become very familiar with the terms novel virus and unprecedented times. Naturally, with anything new comes a lot of new research. Something that is not new, however, is the scientific research process of doing research, getting results, doing more research, and sometimes changing our original beliefs as we learn more. This is not new. However, because the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted almost everyone on Earth, it has brought a lot of attention to changes in what we know. The surface spread of COVID-19 is a great example. Early in the pandemic, many of us were wiping down our groceries and leaving the mail outside for a few days. Later, we found this wasn't necessary. You might be wondering, didn't she say she's a part of the English program? Why are we talking about virus research? And that is a good point. In my thesis, I wanted to know how public audiences responded to changes in science about COVID. And I did this by looking at Facebook comments on New York Times articles. Understanding public responses is important because in a pandemic, the actions of every person make a difference. Understanding public responses also help us to better communicate research in the future. And speaking of changes in research, in March of 2020, an article stated that COVID can live on some surfaces for up to 3 days. In May, we learned that COVID is not primarily spread from surfaces. And in November, we learned that while COVID can be detected on some surfaces for up to 3 days, it cannot infect someone new. So in the span of just 8 months, these are huge changes in what we knew about COVID. After looking at Facebook comments in response to these articles, I found that the public responded more positively to early research and more negatively to later research that was actually more accurate. Specifically, when new research came out, many people said better safe than sorry, and they felt that what they had learned first was safer and more accurate. Many people also said that changes in science meant that that science was not credible. How the public understands research impacts their actions. And as you know, the COVID-19 pandemic is not over, and the actions of every person still matter. It is incredibly important that we keep researching how to communicate changes in research so that we can all be more prepared for whatever is next. Thank you.